Are we looking here at the best Android smartphone in the world at the moment? Well, that's a very valid question, a question a lot of people have asked us. The answer, quite frankly, seems to be yes. Till now, the HTC One X had the crown. We had tested it recently, you had seen the benchmark scores and how it compared to possibly the best ones before that, the Samsung Galaxy S2 being one of them. The Galaxy S3, on the other hand, just really blazes the competition out of the water. You will see the benchmarks in the detailed text review that we do on the website. However, from a first impression kind of a scenario, this one is by far the most powerful Android phone at the moment. The review unit sent to us is the white version. The blue version is still a few days away from hitting the stores. Apparently, there were some quality issues that Samsung did not really want to release the phone without sorting them out. Let me just run you through how it looks and feels. This is the front of the phone, a very understated look throughout. You have two touch sensitive keys here and one hardware key. This is your home key and also doubles up as your task manager by long pressing it. On this side is the volume rocker. This side is the power key. Samsung has this habit of putting the power key on the side. Most other Android manufacturers put it on the top. Here on the top it's the 3.5mm jack. On the bottom is the micro USB charging port. Flipping it over, it has an enamel white finish. The back has an oleophobic coating on it. The camera and the flash as well as the speaker nicely aligned on the top. Leaves the rest of the panel quite clean. What we don't really like is this fake metal finish to the frame, if we can call it that, running around the phone. It's essentially plastic which has been given the look of metal, but doesn't really do justice to either the phone or the buyer who's spending so much money. Apart from that, this phone is, despite all the criticism it has faced for being plasticky, is not really plasticky at all. It feels very nice, it's comfortable to hold, it feels like a phone that you're spending 36, 37, 38,000 rupees on. Comparing it to the HTC One X, this one has a little more subtle looks. The HTC One X looks a little more aggressive. However, this one has a more premium feel when you're using it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Even though the One X is a very well built device, this one just is slightly better. Is this a pentile display? Yes. Is it a problem? Absolutely not. You can probably see very clearly how amazing this display is. It is bright. I've currently set the brightness at about 70%, and it's a little on the uncomfortable side, but for the camera's sake we put it here. It would ideally be set at around 40 to 50% for comfortable use. You can see how vivid the colors are. There's absolutely no issue with the colors. AMOLEDs are known for their color vividness and distinction. And the most interesting thing is the crispness of the text. Now, if we've covered all three bases here, where is the problem with having a pentile display? Samsung has been criticized quite a bit for using this technology in the S3, but we don't have a problem with it. Quite frankly, this is a very amazing display, better than most of the displays we've seen till now on any phone. Let me just run you through the UI here of the OS. This is Android 4.0.4 version preloaded on the phone. Typical Samsung UI with horizontal scrolling. You have the tab here for widgets, which take you through a series of widgets, unlike having to long press on the home screen to figure this out. Running through the TouchWiz UI, it's pretty much like what we've seen on the S2, the Galaxy Note, but this one is slightly tweaked, not too much, retains its simplicity, and still it doesn't really affect performance like we've criticized the HTC Sense for. Now, this is something that most Android phone makers particularly need to figure out. There's a good part of having a dedicated UI, a unique UI on your Android phone, but if it really affects performance, then what good is it? HTC Sense does do that, and we've tested it by removing it and using Launcher Pro as, for example, as a home screen alternative, and the performance of the phone in a real life scenario is vastly different. Now, with the TouchWiz, there's no such problem. You won't really feel the need for downloading an alternative home screen and then using that. It's simple, it's elegant, it does the job. And that's it. It lets you use Android the way it should be used. The interesting thing here is what you have, ideally by default all your downloaded apps come towards the end. So we've downloaded a bunch of benchmarks here. They're showing right at the end of the list. What you can do is you can share apps. Now sharing an app is limited to only the apps that you've downloaded. So you can see in this list there's absolutely no preloaded app on the phone. So I can select an app here. Let's select these two, say done, and these are the modes by which you can share an app with a friend or a contact. One of the most interesting features about the Galaxy S3 is the Smart Stay feature. Now what this does is it does not let the display of the phone get turned off as long as it can detect your face looking at the phone. Now this could be useful if you're reading a web page or you're reading an email or you're typing a text. Just to see a demo of this and how well it works or it doesn't, let's see. We'll set the screen timeout to 15 seconds. Smart Stay is active. This is how you activate or deactivate it. Go back and let us leave the phone for 15 seconds without any user input. I think we are well beyond 15 seconds here and the display has not turned off. What you'll probably notice is a little eye notification here which says Smart Stay is working, like you just saw there. That's it, it's turned off. Probably because I turned the phone slightly away from my face.